Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're live and on the air Wednesday night edition of Inside the Headset, sponsored by John Jones, John Jones Real Estate. We're going to roll over to Knoxville. He was here Friday night. We had a chance to see the Knoxville Catholic Fighting Irish, and we bring live and on the air head coach Philip Shadowens. How you doing tonight, Coach?
Very good, Stork. How you doing?
Doing well. And we had a chance to see the Fighting Irish Friday night, and you came away with a win, but we was very impressed, but I'll let you take it away.
I thought it was a great game. Two really good football teams. A lot of respect for Riverdale and the job that Coach Crosby's done there and the kind of talent that they have accumulated there. Obviously, a game that came down to the last few plays. Neither offense could really get things going. It was a defensive battle, obviously. Lots of turnovers. We had five, and they had four. And I'll be honest, Stork, I've never been a part of a game that we've won that we've had five turnovers. And what a great defensive battle, great atmosphere for high school football. It was fun to come back home, so to speak, and to play a game at that high quality. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it did get a little bit chippy, but you would have expected that because of the back and forth, because the ball stayed at the midfield mark at times, and then as Will had a few, as he said, his kids got a little bit out of control and had a few bonehead plays, and then as far as on the penalty side, and which hindered him, and he like he said in his show, had a couple of kids on receivers trying to take off before they caught the ball. But the biggest thing I saw on both sides, and the biggest thing I guess both sides need to try to correct is, man, we got to, and the weather will help as it has clipped off here a little bit. But the cramping, you got. All Anthony Fiorella kept on saying, "Boy, I bet you Mama Shad's upset about that cramping."
Yeah, we do so much for hydration. We really try to, and. But it's accumulation. It's not really what happens on Friday night or game night. It's usually what happens throughout the week. And, you're practicing because we all practice right after school now that school's in. And so you're practicing the heat. You're, using so much energy, going through electrolytes, all those kind of things during the week. And you talk to them about drinking all the water. You give them water in practice. You give them electrolytes in practice. You do all those things. But then they go home, obviously, and if they're not doing the right things at home or enough of the right things, I think our kids are trying to do the right things. But, bottom line, when it's 90 degrees outside or whatever it was last Friday night, and it's going to happen. Your body's got to get used to it. It's going to happen when you start seeing college football played in the next couple of days. They're going to cramp, and they have, access to every kind of hydration, mechanism out there. So that happens, every game last Friday night. I've talked to a lot of coaching buddies that, kids cramped, and that's what happens, and so both of us had that. I thought both of us had too many penalties. You look at the penalty yards for both teams. A little bit of chippiness at times, but really it was holding. It was jumping off sides. It was more of those kind of penalties. The game. I mean, when two good teams that have a lot of really really good players on it go at it. I mean, there's going to be some chippiness. The thing I tell our kids is you can't make a selfish play, right? Usually doing something after the whistle is what I consider a selfish play. And our team has to be more important than your personal vendetta you have because somebody did something to you. Or, that's just part of the game. And so you got to have discipline with that. And for the most part, our kids did a good job with that. But we still had too many penalties, too many turnovers, and there's a lot of room for improvement. And as we all know, it's a coaching cliche, but it's true. A lot of times, your biggest improvement can come between week 1 and week 2 because you've been through the game for the first time, the real game for the first time, and now you can, you kind of see deficiencies. You watch a lot of video and do a lot of corrections, and we spent a lot of time doing that this week. And of course, we play tomorrow night. We have a short week. We play on TV. We play the TV up here tomorrow night against Anderson County. So we're right now we're through working for practice with the week, and now we're ready to play a football game.
Well, you take on, like you said, a non-region game, and it is away, and you pick up Anderson County, and they beat up on Powell 18-7. So it was prepare quickly for Anderson County and their attack.
Absolutely, and offensively, they do a lot of the same things. Riverdale, they're a lot of spread and a lot of 2x2, 3x1, empty sets. They got a really good young quarterback, the coach's son, and he's a freshman. I mean, I think he's old enough to be a sophomore, whatever his age, but really talented kid. They have they've had some transfers in from Bearden High School last year. They got Jason at tailback, who is had some Power 4 offers already. I mean, they got some really, really good players. So it's going to be much of the same. Much of what we faced last Friday night is going to be the same kind of stuff we faced this Friday night. And, our kids are ready. They've had a really short week, but a really good week of preparation. And we finished practice this evening with an extended walkthrough. We didn't get to walk through like you normally do on a Thursday, but we had to go longer than that. But they had a really good week of practice. I was really proud of how they responded. So now let's go play another game, and let's see if we can get better from week 1 to week 2.
Coach, good luck tomorrow night on the TV game and on Thursday night lights, and enjoy yourself and pick up a win, and enjoy your Labor Day, and go to Sonny Gray as he's getting ready to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I'm fixing to put it on the boob too. I'm fixing to put it on the boob too, buddy. I can't wait to see him, and he's had a good year. I hope he can finish the year on a strong note right here.
We'll see if he can. I'll guarantee you he's glad it's cool tonight, so we should see him light it up. So anyway, have a good one, Coach.
Thanks, Stuart. Appreciate you.
See you.